Welcome to Louisiana, home of New Orleans and Fat Tuesdays. We got people like DJ Khaled, Britney Spears, Louis Armstrong, Lil Wayne, and so much more. Popeyes was apparently founded in Louisiana. A governor from Louisiana got assassinated. The genre jazz originated from Louisiana. Louisiana had 4 hurricanes: Hurricane Camille, Hurricane Andrew, Hurricane Katrina, and Hurricane Ida. Louisiana is the 18th state of the United States of America to be admitted to the Union over 200 years ago. But Louisiana was owned by the United States before. Louisiana used to be controlled by the French. Before 1812, the year Louisiana was admitted by the Union to the United States, Louisiana looked like this. The states that is highlighted in white was controlled by France. America back then controlled most of the northeastern states, but not a lot of land when you go west. The states that are highlighted in brown was controlled by America during that time. This was during the time where Thomas Jefferson was elected as president. People believe that there was existence of the Northwest Passage during 1803, which the passage didn't exist at all. That this discovery will break open the wealth of America. Imagine you're a farmer that grows crops. You want to sell the crops that you have grown from. Problem is, a lot of other farmers are selling their crops to buyers from the west. You have competitors, but no farmer had successfully sold any crop to the more eastern states. Why? Because of the
Appalachian
Mountains. You would think you just go around the mountains, but that will take a long time. The solution to this problem is to float crops in boats down rivers, which will lead to the Mississippi River. Then, the crops will flow from the Mississippi River to New Orleans, a city within Louisiana. Then the crops will get sailed on ships in the Gulf of Mexico to ports in the east. Until 1802. Spain suddenly stopped allowing farmers to sell their crops to New Orleans because they had secretly gave the land to France, which is bad because the farmers can't sell any crops to eastern sellers, which is why Jefferson knew we need that land access back to us. During this time, France was ruled by no other than Napoleon himself. Napoleon wanted to rule some land in America while Napoleon ruled European land. Basically, Napoleon wanted to rule the world. Napoleon had a navy base located in the Caribbean named Santo Domingo, which is now Haiti today, which Haiti does not have any controversy ever since the president got assassinated and the prime minister resigned, which leads to gangs trying to control Haiti itself. They don't talk about that. Anyways, the people from Santo Domingo was held as slaves led by a man named
Toussaint Louverture.
They rebelled against the French and won their independence. Because the island could have helped Napoleon guard Louisiana, the area that was highlighted in white, which I wonder why the island couldn't. Napoleon no longer needed Louisiana and was desperate for money since France was in war with Great Britain during that time. Thomas Jefferson tried to purchase New Orleans only for $10 million so farmers could sell their crops to the Gulf of Mexico and port them to east. Instead, Napoleon offered $15 million, which was a lot of money during that time, for the whole area of Louisiana, which Jefferson accepted the offer in 1803, in which the United States doubled in size. Since Jefferson purchased Louisiana, Jefferson sent his private secretary,
Meriwether Lewis,
to lead the group to explore the land from Louisiana. We'll call him Lewis. Lewis chose his close friend, William Clark, to help him lead the group. We'll call him Clark. Together, Lewis and Clark will lead their group, and this became known as the Lewis and Clark Expedition. Throughout the expedition, they had set out 5 goals to complete before they came back. Number 1, create a somewhat accurate map of the new land that they discovered. Number 2, make any scientific discovery found. Number 3, discover the Northwest Passage, which was an all-water route to the Pacific Ocean, which didn't exist. I'm wondering how much time they wasted while trying to find this route. Number 4, form friendship with the American Indians. And number 5, claim land of the Oregon country, which is Oregon. Lewis Clark and several others followed the route lined in black. They were assisted in their journey by a young Shoshone woman named Sacagawea. She was a valuable guide and friend. Which surprisingly, starting in the year 2000, the United States government decided to start producing Sacagawea dollar coins in honor of Sacagawea. Pretty cool move, United States, and a nice coin. The journey lasted 18 months, or approximately 1 year and 6 months. The route was over 4,000 miles and they reached to the Pacific Ocean. During the journey, they managed to complete these tasks. 1, they documented great routes in their maps to guide other people. Number 2, they found many scientific discoveries, which includes new plants and animals new to science. Number 3, they reached reached the Pacific Ocean and returned home, only one person died during the journey. And number 4, they inspired other people to move to the west. The supplies used during the journey was a compass, quadrants, a telescope, thermometers, 2 sextants, which was used for celestial navigation, a set of plotting instruments, a
chronometer,
which is used to calculate longitude, 150 yards of cloth to be oiled and sewn into tents and sheets, pliers, chisels, hatchets, whetstones, an iron core mill, 2 dozen of tablespoons, mosquito curtains, 10.5 pounds of fishing hooks and fishing lines, 12 pounds of soap, 193 pounds of portable soup, which is a thick paste concocted by boiling down beef, eggs, and vegetables, 3 shells of salt, writing paper, ink, and crayon. Presents for Indians was 12 dozen pocket mirrors, 4,600 sewing needles, 144 small scissors, 10 pounds of sewing thread, silk ribbons, ivory combs, handkerchiefs, yards of bright colored cloth, 130 rolls of tobacco. Don't get high, stay away from drugs. Tomahawk that doubled as pipes, 188 knives, 8 brass
kettles,
face paint, 33 pounds of tiny beads of assorted colors. Clothing they had was 45 flannel shirt, coat, frock, shoes, woolen pants, blankets, knapsacks, and stockings. Firearms and ammunition. We love the Second Amendment of the Bill of Rights. We have 15 Model 1803 muzzle-loading .54 caliber rifles. We're calling this the Model 1803 rifle. Knives, 500 rifle flints, 420 pounds of sheet lead for bullets. Nice. 106 pounds of gunpowder packed in 52 lead canisters. 1 long
barrel,
rifle that fired his bullet with compressed air rather than by flint, spark, and powder. Very interesting. For medicine and medical supplies, they have 15 dozen Dr. Rush's patented Rush's pills, lancets, forceps, syringes, tourniquets, 1,200 doses of physic, 1,100 doses of emetic, 2,500 doses of diuretic, a sweat inducer, other drugs for blistering, salivation, and increased kidney output. The travel library they had was Barton's Elements of Bonnie,
Antoine Simon Lepage de Praz History of Louisiana,
Richard Curran's Elements of Mineralogy, a 4-volume dictionary, a 2-volume edition of Linnaeus, the founder of the Latin classification of plants, tables for calculating longitude and latitude, and a map of the Great Bend of the Missouri River. In conclusion, this event was very important during the early stages of the United States of America. This gave America more land for future states to come. $50 million was a lot of money during that time. This still helped farmers to sell a lot of crops to the more eastern states way easier. This still eventually led to the claim the land of Oregon. This event will lead to the War of 1812, I think, because Napoleon used the money to finance military campaigns during the period known as the Napoleonic Wars. This led to trade issues which prompted the War of 1812. And now I'm not going to explain the War of 1812.